I'm Casie.
I'm Igor.
And this is our house. We have 4 kids. So this is our tiny barndo. One side is tiny house and then the rest is our barndo.
Or shop.
Shop. Come in.
Welcome to the shop. This is where we work, which is really far from the home. Long drive. So when we first start designing the barndo, we're trying to figure out how to work the RVs into the space with the shop and the house, so we could actually expand a business. So we started with 1/3 of the space being a house, and 2/3 of the rest of the build to be a shop or work, and we have some fun over there too with the gym. We've been working remodeling RVs, renovating RVs. We are passionate about it, and we did our first one, and then that turned into a business, and this is what we do today. We pulled the RV in this bay, which we didn't account for slide, so it's smaller than the slide from the RVs that we usually working on it. This is where I live. This is where I make the magic happen. And most of the stuff I learned from YouTube and stuff like that, and kind of improving my craft with the years. But my tools are located here. Eventually, it's going to be a little office for Casie. She has a lot of paperwork, a lot of social media. That's her part of the stuff. This is our poochies. And we try to divide the space a little bit with storage on that side.
Igor actually built this today, but this was my old competition saddles, and now that we're in Texas, we bought Western saddles. We have 2, they were wild horses, we just trained them, and eventually we need a whole fleet. So we want really fat ponies for the kids and just to do family trail rides. On this side, this is pretty much everything like a traditional full-size house, you know, your extra toilet paper, paper towels. Really, it's just junk that you don't want to let go of. But because we have the tiny barndo, we have the space for it. Here are helmets for everyone. Sunny's bouncer, her Mimi just sent it. And then this is, you know, your traditional garage stuff. So this is our beach rack if we go to the beach. This is all of Igor's hoarding. We have scuba gear, paintball gear, rock climbing. He cannot surf. We have surfboards. We have our snowboards. We live in Texas. But this is everything that Igor was able to hide in our U-Haul when we moved here. And then here are all the kids' bikes. And then when we had more time, we lived at our CrossFit gym. Now we can do this. Just a big idea of our barndo is that we can work out here. The kids can work out with us. This is our rig. It folds into the wall. And then this is our platform. So we did the Murph WOD the other day, and it's a good way. Our kids know what, you know, a burpee is. If they talk back, they do burpees. The rower, Sunny's other jumper, our weight vest, but it's so functional. So one of the things is our tiny living. It's what you need. You know, we have enough bedroom space, enough living room, but on the rainy days, the garage, this area, the kids can play. They can ride their bikes through here. We can do chalk, and it's that extra space that it's not drywalled, and it's much more financially functional for us that we could build this and work out and play in it and have our tiny house. My one thing, tiny house, brilliant, tiny barndo, better. I would say, depending on how many kids you have, 2 bathrooms. Somehow finagle it to have 2 bathrooms, especially as they get bigger. Right now we have a field. The boys pee outside, which sometimes
It's not ideal, but
they pee in the back. We're working on it. But 2 bathrooms would probably be my only tweak if we were to rebuild.
and I think the whole reason, like what kind of pushes us to adapt to this life was basically, or business, renovating RVs for 2 years now.
Yeah.
We needed more space. We needed a shop. We have fully, committed to this life. We lived in the RV.
It gave us perspective.
Yeah, we lived in the RV for a while, so we understand what full time is.
It helps. It like so our business full time. We're doing great. We take really crappy RVs, water damage, ugly, and we try and glamp them up. And so,
And I think the biggest thing is that it's because it's our life, and it's because it's our family. We create these RVs with our dynamic, or life, or family in mind, and it's more than just a product we create. It's more like a lifestyle.
Yes.
And we put our heart into it, and we're so excited about pouring a river table or
doing the epoxy shower.
So, and it helps in our relationship because
I want to know where this is going.
we learned so much about each other.
We learned a lot about communicating.
Communication is the biggest thing that we learned with all this experience. So it's been great all around.
Welcome to the kitchen. So we built pretty much everything. This is our bar top. The kids do homework. They eat. Usually it's actually very cluttered, and that is all in there. You don't get to see that. Igor built these. You could climb on these. They're like welded to the wall. It opens up the space. It's much easier to take stuff down. We only have as many plates as we have people. That's a lie because the kids keep dropping bowls. So here is our farmer's sink. This hides everything, but I wanted this so I could wash Sunny in. Igor had a thing about having an old school faucet, but then you still have this, which is key if you do dishes, well, who does dishes? And, this is our water filter. Just key, so you don't have to buy bottled water. It saves it. Coffee pot. This is silverware, cups, and big bowls, or our shake stuff. And then she's our classic oven, much bigger than our RV oven. And then we try to capitalize on wall space. It's key to tiny living, so everything that we can stack up, we do. And then our fridge, she's adorable, and we have just gotten really good at storage. And then this is snacks. So the kids are allowed to pick, they savage snacks, but that's our snack box. This came from our old house, and we can leave notes on here for each other if I need Igor to do something. Our sets of keys, everybody's phone. This is actually the kids' phone that just has like Disney on it. And then this is our school section. So this is for Igor and I when we want to sketch out a project. So this was our bedroom. This is our plan for the wall. And then this is the kids' homework. We sit down every night, do homework together. And then this is our calendar. This is you. And this is kind of the place for everything. So for this size kitchen, I'd say it's perfect. Maybe just the counter space, having once Sunny's big enough to sit here. But we can really cook, throw it here, less to clean. And it works for our family. While the kids are small, eventually when they're bigger, we might go bigger, but this is perfect for now. This is our pantry laundry. I don't know how messy this is, but we shove everything in here. It's mostly dry goods. This is key to saving space, and you can see what you have so you're not wasting on groceries. And we have these, you can pull out anything, the kids can pull it out. And then this side is for the kids, soap, and then medicine, miscellaneous stuff. And then this is actually our hamper as well. So rather than having extra laundry, all the kids throw their clothes in here. When it's full, we wash it and dry it.
So I think before our journey even started, we kind of found home within each other. Like they're my home. So
one of the biggest things we say is that it's not where we live. It's not Massachusetts. It's not Texas. It's not the RV. This is home. So we sold our 2,000 square foot house for 500, and we're not missing anything. You know, less closets. Okay, I love throwing stuff out. I love throwing his stuff out, but we're able to have more to have less, if that makes sense. So, you know, we're able to have our horses in the backyard, and when the kids go to bed, we ride together, or we work out together, or in the morning we can work out and then we can work in the shop. And we don't leave our driveway, thank God for gas prices. But everything is here, and this is kind of all we need.
Welcome to the bathroom. A lot of the stuff in here we did ourselves. The shiplap, backsplash, and the stain. We have a little nook area over here with a couple plants, and where we store or perfumes, colognes, things like that. So a lot of the stuff here is customized. We the shampoo holders, the frameless shower. This is actually my favorite place in the house. I spend most of my time in here. She's not happy about it, but that's okay. This is something that she saw it. It was pretty cute too. She kind of yelled at me to hang it on the wall, and I was like, I don't know if it's gonna look good, and it turned out awesome. We have 529 square feet in the livable space right now, and the only issue right now, it's trying to 5 people use the bathroom sometimes at the same time. So we got to get creative sometimes. The boys go outside and things like that, but it's fun. So this is Ledger. He's number 3, and he's 2. So I was a police officer in Massachusetts for 8 years, and we decided to purchase our first RV as a vacation way to do it, because at the time we had 2 kids and she was pregnant. It was getting too expensive, and we bought our first one, remodeled, and started renting it. We sold that one, and then we kind of fell into this business. We kind of fell in love with it.
So really what happened was we were in our kitchen, and Igor sketched out an idea of a barn door because we wanted to have our house and our work right together. Igor sketched out this, which was pretty cool, in our kitchen. And
this awesomeness.
And we wanted to... Our living space is less of the importance. You know, we have enough land that we have space, but we could step outside of our door, and because of Ledger.
I also like to be very close to her.
And be able to work, but not have to worry about, you know, they're too far away or the commute. And at night, the kids can be asleep, and we can go right to them. And it just... We didn't know it was a barn door either. This was just what we sketched out. We moved to Texas, and we went to a bank, and they're like, oh, it's a Barndominium. A tiny barn door. And so
we had such a hard time. Well, when we first came down here trying to even looking for land, we couldn't find anything we liked. And our realtor was like, come check this out. So we came over, and we like immediately driving through the gate, we're like, this is it. This is what we want to settle.
It's just, the kids can always be outside. We always have the garage doors open. We can be working in here. It's all fenced in. It worked for us, you know, having the small home, that's all we need. We're right together, but being able to work, having the gym side, it just fit that niche. And maybe when they're bigger.
I think the biggest push for us was my job was taking a toll on me and our family, our kids.
He spent 90% of the time away from us. And when he did come home, as a police officer, you control everything about your environment for your life, and he came home and he thought he could control the kids, and it was not working. So we knew we needed something, and our job allows us to be creative and be together,
and the kids are learning. They're running around with us, and it's
just a better life. Welcome to our living room. This is kind of where we all hang out. Our ceiling fan actually came in the wrong color, and we just embraced it, and so we kind of changed out our plan. This is the fireplace that Igor did not have any faith in. So this is actually like a tile grout, and I was like, we could make a fireplace out of it so it's lighter. But it just, by lifting up the TV, it made our room seem bigger. This is actually a super awkwardly small room, but it works for us, and eventually we'll blow up a big picture of the kids, something, but it fits us. It fits us while they're small. So we've only lived in here for 3 months, and that is us finishing building the house. We did the floors, we built the fireplace, the kids' room. Eventually we'll finish out everything while we live our regular day-to-day and work, but one day we'll have a bigger couch that fits us. It's perfect for now.
Welcome to the kids' room. We actually built the bunk beds, got some inspiration online, and went for it. Kind of went on the fly with collars. We got these super cool bedding. And my favorite thing is that I also put some LED lights, which is going to be a little hard to see, but the kids love it at night. It's so cool. It illuminates everything. We're in the process right now to build this closet, finish up the doors, some trim, but now it's functional enough to just store the clothing and things like that. So when I built this closet, I decided to do, at the end product's going to look like lockers from school lockers, but I wanted to be each repetition. I think you get the word, but it's each part of this. It's for each one of them. So this ledger, Logan, Lucas, and then we have some school supplies and some toys over here, shoes. So this way, they know where to put the PJs, where to get the clothes in the morning. I wanted the bench over here to kind of hold the toys and stuff. It's usually all over the place. It's rare that you see everything put away. I still want to do a little desk on the side for them so they can do homework in here. They spend a lot of time in here, so it's really good. So in the morning, their clock turns green, which they know that it's time to get out of bed, because otherwise they'll come into our bed in the middle of the night thinking it's time to wake up, and they'll grab their milkshakes in the fridge, come sit down in a little couch and watch TV for a little bit in the morning, so me and Casie can sleep in for a little bit. Sleep in like another half hour or so, because it's tough. But they always playing here. They climbing all over the place. Have some bruises also, hitting the frame, black eyes and things like that, but they're getting used to it.
Come to our bedroom. So these are the closets Igor made. Eventually he'll have doors, but he folds his clothes. I don't. This is mine. I did fold them today. And simple shirts, shorts, sweatshirts, and you just live with what you need, tiny living. Here are some of our books. When we moved to a tiny house, I had to get rid of a lot. I had like 500 I donated. So this is Sunny's bed. She has the tiny little co-sleeper. She really just ends up in the bed with us, and so doesn't Ledger. Eventually we'll have side tables, but it works. I don't remember how big it is, but it's perfect. This is a king size bed and it fits. So for 500 square feet, it seems big. So financially, when we very first came down here, we thought...
We're broke.
We're always broke. But we had a house we were going to build. Prices of housing is like through the roof, and our barndo, so all of this, just to be candid, was $200,000, and that's the whole shop and the house. We built a lot of it, so we had a builder who...
Yeah, we cut the cost in a couple areas that we could. Putting
Everything
our floor
we could
ourselves,
do.
yeah. Putting the shiplap on the walls, installing some of the stuff that...
All the appliances we bought, so we had a really good builder that he collaborated with us. he broke down everything, and I just line by line went through everything that we could build. Now, so if you want to do a barndo, you go local. Local banks are all about it, and it's a bigger thing. So it was more of a southern thing. More barndos were down here, but now they're all over. And if you need, like, for us, the way we did it was we reached out to someone else with a barndo.
She actually called neighbors. She called different banks trying to find comps that they could see the value of it, so the bank could even approve what we were asking for.
It was ironic that we had such a hard time, and then our neighbor is now building a barndo, and they used our barndo as their comp, and it works. It was
tough because I was still working in Massachusetts. She was living down here, so I was flying back and forth. I missed most of his life for his first year of his life because I was going back and forth, and it was a struggle. It was a sacrifice, definitely, from both of us, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Welcome to our outdoor area. This is where we do some cookout. Kids' toys. We have plenty of space out here, so they usually ripping on the dirt bikes and stuff like that. It's they love this area. This is a water trough that we have. The kids usually bathe on it, but it's mostly for the horses and stuff. We hang out a lot here, especially at the end of the day when we get a sunset behind our house over here. The horses are hanging out back there, so we are always here drinking some refreshments and grilling some Brazilian steak.
And then one of the biggest things we cared about was this front door. Kind of the whole piece, it gives our little class. And, of course, this is our beautiful flower pots. They're actually just scrap wood that Igor put together. And then there's Bosch, and she's a disaster. This is Bessie. This is where we lived. We lived on the land to build our barndo. We just dropped the water, the power, and the septic, and this totally made it easy to watch the process nag our builder and just be a part of everything. But we renovated it. You know, when we lived in it, we were kind of acutely aware of where we needed space, where we did not want to be bumping into Igor, where the kids actually want space. You know, everybody says, don't they want their own rooms? But really, they're with you. Whether your house is 5,000 or 200 square feet, they're on your lap. So this is our kind of living space. We took out a TV because we don't actually watch it that much. And then the kids were back here. We take outdoors typically because they all end up migrating to our bed. But this is the bunk room we built for them when we bought Bessie. It did not have one. It was really gross. But this is what we do. We make them into other houses.
So we are Tomas Coast to Coast. This is the little logo.
We have a website. Everything's just Tomas Coast to Coast. So
our main media is basically Instagram. We have all pictures of the work we have done.
Our life, our barndo. We talk about how we built it. What things cost, how we made it functional, where we saved money. We talk about our renovation business and, when we sell it to another family.
Yeah.
Everything, but it's all Tomas Coast to Coast. So you could literally Google our website.
TomasCoastCoast.com.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being part of, our life for
our
a little bit. A hot mess. Our house, our family.
Our tiny barndo, seeing our lifestyle.
If you have any questions, reach out to us. We
email, text.
Love meeting new people and talking, and we always, have time to answer questions.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.